Now, we all want success. Success is simply an accomplishment, an achievement in our life. And success means different things to different people. Some people want to succeed in their marriage. Some want to succeed at work. They want to get a promotion. Some wants to start their own business. Some wants to expand their business. Some want to succeed with their weight loss goals. Some want to try to gain weight. Some want to have children. You know, we all have different goals that we want to succeed in. But when you're treading dangerous waters is when your success now is based upon a comparison of others in society. This is when you begin to tread dangerous waters. And this is the premise of the social comparison theory, where your success is measured, it's based upon a comparison of others in society. And if this is the case for you, then you will never be happy. You will never be truly fulfilled. You will never be satisfied, because you have to find yourself trying to catch up with whoever you may be comparing yourself to. So the truth of the matter is, we all want success. And what I want you to do, and even for those of you who will be watching this video afterwards, I would like you to type in the chat box one primary goal that you want to achieve in the next 12 months, that you want to have success in. At least one of your top goals. Just put it in the chat box. Even if you're watching this video on replay, put it in the chat box. Because you know, something happens when you keep talking about your goal, when you keep writing about your goal. You know, your brain begins to work with you to help you to achieve that goal. Type it in the chat box. Now let's move on to some of the things that hold us back from success. And I could come up with a list of things, and it will be impossible to mention them all in this video. So we'll only be just tackling a few. It may be fear. For some persons, it's fear holding them back from success. Whether it's the fear of being in public, whether it's the fear of starting their business, whether it's the fear of promoting themselves. Another person may be limiting beliefs. Your limiting beliefs might be holding you back from success. And what you have to do is replace that limiting belief with a more empowering belief. For some persons, it might be your inner critic. We all have that inner critic. And that inner critic tends to show up sometimes at the worst moments. And that inner critic, if you listen to it, can hold you back from success. I'll share my personal story with you. I'm presently on the last chapter of my book. And before I had even started that book, my inner critic held me back for a moment. Why? Because the inner critic kept telling me, nobody wants to hear your story. No one is interested in your story. Why would someone want to read your story? And you have to kill that inner critic. Shut it up. Tell it to keep quiet. And confess and proclaim what it is you want to achieve. And do you know, when I started that book and I sent out at least the first 2 chapters, so many persons emailed me back to tell me how inspiring it was and that they look forward to reading the rest of the book. Had I listened to the inner critic, I would have never been on the last chapter of my book right now. It would have been holding me back from potential success. For some persons, it's a lack of support that's holding you back from your success, because you don't have the support from family or friends. And if that's the case, find an accountability partner. Find a coach. For some persons, it's distractions. And we all know what our distractions are. Identify those distractions and come up with a plan to eliminate those distractions. For another person, it's the failing to plan. Some people get up every day and they just go with the flow and they fail to plan. And then they wonder a couple weeks down the road, why is this project unfinished? Or they have so many projects unfinished, they can't seem to understand what happened. It's because they failed to plan to get them from where they are now to where they want to be. For some of us, it's our comfort zone that's holding us back from success. For some of us, we're unclear as to our why. We're not sure about our why something is so important to us. And when you get clarity on your why you want to start that business, why you want to write that book, why you want to start that charity, why do you want to do that cause, why is it so important to you? When you get clarity on your why, it will motivate you to succeed. For some persons, it's quitting. And I just want to pause on this one for a while. You know, Napoleon Hill says, and I quote, that quitting is one of the most common causes of failure when someone is overtaken by temporary defeat. For many persons, what is holding them back from success is because they quit too easily. And let me share the story of 3 Feet from Gold. And I'm extracting this story from Napoleon Hill, one of my favorite authors. And he shares the story of Uncle and Darby. I may have to refer to my notes because I may not have it all here. You know, an uncle and Darby desired to be rich. And how they desired to gain riches was by acquiring gold. So they set out on their mission. Their desire was strong. Their lust was strong. Their belief was strong. And they set out on their mission to find gold. And after weeks of labor, they found a location where they could get that gold. But they needed machinery in order to bring the ore to the surface. So what Uncle and Darby did is that they covered it back up. They retraced their steps. They went back to family and friends and persons that they know. They gathered the money they needed. In other words, they loaned the money from persons so that they can purchase the machinery that they needed in order to mine that gold. So when they purchased the machinery, down went the drills, according to Napoleon Hill, and up went the hopes of Darby. But something happened. They did find the gold, but after a while, something happened. Do you know what happened? There was no more gold. And after desperately trying and trying and trying, they still could not find any more gold. Do you know what they did? They quit. They quitted. And when they had done so, they sold the machinery for $200 to a junk man. The junk man, do you know what he did? He hired a mining engineer, I believe it's called. A mining engineer, yes. He hired a mining engineer who then looked at the mine and performed some calculations. And he said the missing piece of information that they didn't have was related to fault lines. And when he did those calculations, they realized that the gold was just 3 feet away from where Uncle and Darby had stopped drilling. And this junk man made millions of dollars in ore from that mine. Millions of dollars. Whilst Uncle and Darby went back to where they came from and had to work hard to pay off their debts. But this junk man made millions of dollars 3 feet away from where Uncle and Darby had stopped. I mean, the good lesson is that Uncle and Darby learned their lesson. You know, in later chapters, we discover the lessons that he learned. So what is holding you back from your success? What is holding you back? Type it in the comments below this video. Type what is holding you back. Is it your limiting beliefs? Is it your inner critic? Is it lack of support? Is it a failure to plan? Is it fear? Is it that you quit too easily? The trap of the comfort zone? You know what it is because it's relevant to you. You know what is holding you back from success, and the time has come to confront what has been holding you back from success. And here's what I would like you to do before I pop out of this video. 1, write down at least the top 2 goals that you want to achieve in the next 12 months. 2, retrace your steps and make a note of the things that have been holding you back from success. You will be able to see the pattern in your life. You will be able to see. You will know, okay, my limiting beliefs is what has been holding me back, because every time I start a new project, there's something in me saying you can't succeed. There's something in me saying you'll never make it. There's something in me saying this is too hard. You weigh in over your head. You know it's your limiting belief. Is it procrastination? Is it perfectionism? Make a note of those things that have been holding you back from success. You will be able to see the pattern in your life. And identify at least 3 top factors. Because we will know them. We will know if it's distractions. That's my top factor that has been holding me back from success. You will know if it's that inner critic. My negative thinking. And then I would like you to write 3 things that you are going to do differently to achieve your goals. What are you going to do differently? Again, if you're clear on your why, it will be your motivator to do what needs to get done to get you to where you want to be. So I want to encourage you right now to confront what has been holding you back from success and write 3 things that you are going to do differently to attain your goals. Whether it's personal development or professional development, more training, whether it's self-affirmations that you need to start doing, whether it's making a list of some empowering beliefs that you're going to start to repeat every day, whether it's starting to plan ahead. What I do, I plan for my week ahead, and then I plan daily. So then every day, whatever you're working towards, it's relative to your overall goals. Identify what you are going to do differently. This life is worth living, and you deserve success. So I want to thank you for watching this video. And if you're watching this on replay, I thank you also. And I want to wish you the best for the rest of your day. If you'd ever like to know more about me, hop over to my website, www.peaklivingwithmel.com. We have lots of resources there that can help you on your journey in personal, professional, and business development. Thank you. Bye.